another live trading room that we have here with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. Thank you so much for joining us for another nice live trading Thursday session. So welcome, and thank you, Lachlan, again for joining us and doing this session with us. Before we begin, I do want to mention one little thing that we will talk about later as well, but next week, European markets will be closed. We have Labor Day here in Europe, so a lot of our European traders, don't be sad just yet. It's fine. We're still going to have a session, but this time it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be live trading. It's going to be more of, Lachlan called it AMA. You could ask a lot of questions and also a little bit of training on a bit of other stuff. So we're still going to have our usual slot, guys. We're still going to have the usual time slot, but we're going to do this a little bit different so we can at least take advantage of the time and actually learn a thing or two. So thank you so much, Lachlan, for doing this again, and everyone prepare yourselves for a nice trading session. And I'll join you a little bit later just to say hi.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you, Arlen. So guys, welcome everybody. I hope you are fantastic. Now we have a lot of work in front of us today. We have a lot of work in front of us. We've got markets that are, let me just do this for you guys. We'll get our slides up ready to rock and roll. Now we have a couple of markets, guys and girls, around the world that have literally just tried to trigger 4-hour shorts. Those 4-hour shorts have not worked very well. So we had a beautiful reversal long, guys, on all of the American markets, which was really good fun. So guys, look, welcome. Again, a shout out to Arlen, shout out to TTP. Thank you again for having us. MJ, perfect. So that's 50 points. That's 50 points on one contract. Just clarify that for me, and we'll do our best to go and get that. Okay, perfect. So 50 points on 2 contracts. Okay, all right, got it. All right, so well, guys, look, welcome. My name is Lockie. I'm going to be running through the session with you today. So thank you to Arlen. Thank you to Arlen. Thank you to TTP for having us. Now, guys, as Arlen suggested, next week, guys, I'm going to be running an AMA session for you, which is asking me anything regarding trading. So again, for young Tio, you might be the youngest trader in the live trading room today. So that will be an opportunity, Tio, to bring every question that you have regarding green candles, red candles. Klaus, how are you? Hope you're brilliant. Guys, red candles, green candles. Lockie, why do we do this? Why do we do that? Guys, so very rarely do we get a Thursday session, guys, where is it's also a public holiday in Europe. So there is literally no data feed. Guys, there's no data feed at all. Which means that even for the NASDAQ, it's going to be very, very quiet, also a little bit unpredictable. So we're actually better off, guys, running a class for you. Okay, so that's next Thursday, guys. Same login, same time, same everything, guys. Same too. I think Arlen's background will be different, but apart from that, we're good to rock and roll. So good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm going to run you through the session today. Now, guys, how to get started as a professional day trader. Guys, may I suggest that day trading is becoming more and more popular as these governments around the world, guys, I don't know about you, but the Australian government has literally just gone bonkers. So let me just close the window. It would appear that I'm being very careful closing this window here. Yeah, the Australian government, guys and girls, has gone a little bit bonkers. And as a result of that, we're coming into an election. And again, I've got no idea who's going to win this election. I don't know about you guys, but in Australia, it's kind of the choice between dumb and dumber at the moment, not to be rude. But again, observation only. What does it ultimately mean? DG, how are you? What does it ultimately mean, guys and girls? We've got to get very good at day trading. You get very good at day trading. What that means, you can live wherever you want in the world. No one basically governs where you live. I'm just moving internets and windows around. Because we're also in the process. We're also in the process of an election election over here in Japan. So funny thing being, you wonder why I'm closing the window. We've got these trucks that are going around at the moment promoting the different politicians, and they've got these massive loudhailers on the top of them. So the politicians are sitting in the car, running around, you know, rah, 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 you know, this is how good I am. Now, of course, I don't speak Japanese, so I haven't got a clue what they're saying, but they are going to run past our house up here. And even though I'm on the second story, I'm in a soundproof room, these speakers are very loud. So we're just going to prepare for that now. So guys, that being said, we are going to be trading futures today. Also, guys, a number of you will be trading CFDs. I do need to go through four of these particular slides for you. So let me run through them. What does it ultimately mean, ladies and gents? There's risk when we take trades. Now, as futures and CFD traders, the risk is actually magnified because we trade on margin. That means we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. What does it mean? We can lose money really quickly. We can also lose money quickly. Guys, we can also make money quickly. I'm actually fascinated, guys, in the game of trading, how so many people are focused on you can lose, you can lose, you can lose. You know, the funny thing being is ultimately, if your strategy has been proven to win, you generally have the potential to win far more than you lose. But suffice to say, guys, human ego, we normally focus on loss as opposed to win. What does it mean, guys? Today, we're going to be heavily focused on risk control. Now, guys, everything we do in the presentation is general information only. Guys, also, I need to mention the past performance of all financial products, guys, can no longer be used as an indication of future performance. Mind you, the strategy has been proven as the original strategy that I wrote as early 2009 has been proven for however many years it is between 2009 and now. Suffice to say, guys, we've got a lot of background knowledge on what we're doing, and I think today, like guys, like every session, the beauty of live trading sessions is that there's nowhere to hide, guys. So if we make a mistake, it's pretty obvious. If we get a winning trade, it's also pretty obvious. So I'm going to do my best, guys, to navigate you in and out of the market as responsibly as I can. Guys, 100% as per the 101 education course, guys, which is the Samurai. That's the flagship beginner trading course with Samurai. Guys, and then we step up to the Platinum program, guys, where we've got a residential 6-day program coming up in Bali in November, guys, which should actually be quite good fun. Guys, a number of people have asked, is there a program before November? Guys, there is. There's actually an online 3-day advanced program in July, guys. So that's being worked on as well. Now, guys, that being said, another thing I do need to mention in terms of customer caution notices is that there are market risk factors in what we do today. Ultimately, we're trading over the internet. I'll do my best to guide you in and out of the market as best as I can. Guys, but again, the trade entry and trade exits that we're going to be aiming for today, in a perfect world, you'll be able to get the same entries and the same exits. But again, because the internet is not exactly perfect, guys, there might be some concerns in doing that. So who am I, guys? Lockie, I'm the Chief Training Officer, guys, and Lead Educator at Samurai. I've had an opportunity to serve, guys, so I'm a decorated veteran, guys, from the Australian Army. I served in the Army for 15 years, had an absolute blast. Guys, the only reason I got out of the Army, guys, is because I was in a situation where they were basically saying no wives, no girlfriends, no tattoos. Again, not that I have a tattoo now because I wouldn't be allowed to go to a Japanese hot bath thing. We won't get into that today. But guys, that being said, I spent 15 years in the Army. It was incredible. I basically got out because I was fascinated with the concept of, can I get paid while I sleep? What does that mean? Guys, that means do really well in the game of day trading and then invest in assets that are longer range investments such as property, guys, and some really good little crypto positions. So suffice to say, as 100% of what I do is fueled by trading, and then I roll that money from trading over into investments, and off we rock and roll. Now, guys, a couple of things. I got some really awesome feedback, guys, off the back of our last session. There were 3 or 4 people that reached out to me and said, Lockie, I've read the book Brokers Exposed. You've completely blown my mind, guys. So what I wanted to just, again, highlight that feedback. Thank you for the feedback, guys. It was really good fun. Guys, just give you a really brief history of why I do what I do, because a lot of people out there in the world don't realize this. So I was actually a Forex and CFD trader. So I was trading both Forex and CFDs. Guys, until the 1st of August 2007, when I discovered that futures trading was very different to Forex in particular. Okay, huge difference. Now, ultimately, futures is traded to and from a regulated futures exchange. Guys, like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, there are no OTC brokers present in the market. Guys, now OTC stands for over the counter. Okay, so there's no OTC brokers in the futures markets, full stop, end of story. Now, Guys, Forex, just to give you an idea of why Forex is so different, Forex is ironically exactly the opposite market designed to futures. Now, what does that mean? Guys, a Forex broker is an OTC broker. That means that basically they're in control of the market you're trading. They can push it up or down against you whenever they choose. I mean, how are you? So what it means, guys, there's a lot of Forex traders out there in the world that are swapping to futures because, for example, in 2007, guys, when I switched to futures trading, I was actually trading the Euro US cross pair as a Forex trader. And then I realized, hang on a second, I could actually trade the Euro US cross pair as a futures trader, and I can avoid Forex and all of the market manipulation introduced into the market by the brokers. So guys, I mentioned that because, again, there'll be some Forex traders that are watching what we do today. Please be advised that all 8 major currency pairs, guys, are available through the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So if you enjoy trading Forex, guys, you don't have to trade Forex through a Forex broker. You can actually trade currency through the futures exchange. Guys, now I have put out that book, guys, because Brokers Exposed. I got some really good feedback on it. Guys, if you do want, guys, a copy of that book, then simply email Samurai and say, can I have a copy of the Brokers Exposed book? Guys, it will give you an idea of why we do what we do and ultimately why we are futures traders. It's also available, guys, to download on the website. Guys, if you go to the free video series in the top left-hand corner of the website, guys, and click on all the buttons and off you roll from there. So guys, again, thank you for the feedback. That was always good fun. Now, guys, getting into our trading from today is because the strategy that we've been trading now since 2007. So I discovered trading, I should say, in 2007, wrote the strategy in 2009. So we're going to be looking for 10 different signals today, guys. We'll be using up to 12 different filters. The best of those filters are on the left-hand side, highlighted in red. Guys, since my start in the game of trading, and I say it's a game, some of you might think, well, Lockie, is that a computer game? Not at all. Guys, trading is a game of ultimately discipline and patience, right? So the person that makes the most money out of trading is the person that can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. Now, what does that mean? We let the market do the heavy lifting. What does that mean? We let the market create the signal for us. Now, guys, the last couple of days, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the trading, Monday we had no trading because of Easter. Tuesday, Wednesday, the trading has been incredibly good fun. So we'll just, again, ultimately, the market will build the signal for us and we'll roll with it from there. Because now, again, today, what we're going to be doing, in terms of screen layout, guys, we've got the NASDAQ and the S&P, FDAX and FESX. The bottom 2 charts are the reference for the top 2 charts, all right? So ultimately today, guys, to be very profitable on the NASDAQ, you're looking for a complementary signal on the S&P 500, likewise FDAX to FESX. Now, guys, the Delta Masterclass I did last Thursday night has also received some pretty cool little feedback. Guys, that's actually being loaded to YouTube as we speak. So if you do want to, guys, check out the masterclass on Delta trading from last week, it's about 2 hours away from being on the Samurai Day Trading YouTube channel. Now, guys, what to expect in the session today? We're trading the European Open, basically 12 to 15 trades, depending on market volume, which is currently 60,000. So probably 12, guys, 12 trades as opposed to 15. I will be putting you into short and long range targets, guys. I will give you an RCP or risk control point on every trade. Can I just advise everybody, guys, as I was actually talking to my wife about trading last night, guys, the best ATM, which is an automated trade management strategy, the best ATM will be the pure price movement of the market followed by time. So what we're going to be doing today, guys, if we pick up a signal with the overall direction of the market, if Europe decides to sell down, guys, then we're going to be looking to try and sell the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 for a minimum of 15 minutes. So as much as we're going to be trading a 5-minute signal, guys, for those that want to try and go for longer range targets, guys, time will actually be your best ATM. All right. For those that are a little bit like, oh, lucky 15 minutes, a little bit too long for me, guys, what we're going to be doing is going to be using an RCP or ultimately a risk control point. Okay. Now moving on. Guys, why do we use an LTR? Ultimately, I found since 2009, it is the best way to support people in the game of learning to trade. So it'll be profit first. Guys, it'll be education second. A lot of the traders have been around me for a long time, guys. So there'll be some very experienced traders in the session with you. Guys, no signal we call today has actually got less than a 90% strike rate. So we'll be very, very careful what we do. Guys, interesting little observation, if I can. I actually don't know if you can see my phone. If I hold my phone up there, guys, wait, no, it's going to muck around. What is actually occurring on my phone at the moment, you might hear it going ding dong, ding dong. What we've actually done is we've coded NinjaTrader to send us trade alerts onto our phone. At the moment, guys, we're getting trade alerts to say, please get ready to buy gold, like literally start buying gold. So what that ultimately means is I think these European markets are about to sell down. So that's a service, as a trade alert service that we're about to introduce in May, actually, to all of our traders around the world. So you get a little message on your phone saying if you're anywhere near your charts, please go and buy the NASDAQ or the S&P and similar things, guys. So it's a capability that we've been working on, which is really exciting. Part of the push for transparency, guys. So again, you'll get these messages 23 hours per day. I suggest if you probably switch your phone on flight mode when you go to sleep. As everything we do, put a highlight video on YouTube every day. Okay, so again, we are aiming to be the most transparent and yet the most successful day trader in the world. That would be kind of good fun. Now, guys, my camera is famous for covering up the FDAX chart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in. Guys, I'll turn that camera off. I'll turn it back on towards the end of the session. I don't want it covering up the trading charts. What we're also going to do, guys, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump into our participants list, guys, and I'm going to grab a couple of microphones, guys, simply so if I've got a couple of really experienced traders that normally have their mics turned on. Let me just do a quick sweep for those mics.
Okay.
Hello. I just turned some mics on, guys. So again, ultimately, they're very, very good at supporting me, guys, in the journey. So again, as those experienced traders log in, I'll be able to jump on those as expected. Now, alrighty. So where are we at, guys? Where are we at now? Again, we're gonna go straight to the S&P 500. We've got around about 12 minutes until the market goes, so we're perfectly on time. First things first, guys. First things first. I want to draw everybody's attention to these really, really big orange candles here. So these are climactic volume candles. It basically tells us the sellers relative to the rest of the market, guys, they're using way too much volume. Now, what's occurred is the S&P, which is naturally, guys, a far larger, far bigger market than the NASDAQ, okay, which is above it. Guys, the S&P has cruised down here and failed to trigger a very, very obvious 4-hour short, okay, very obvious 4-hour short. Now, interesting point, earlier in the session, as I was getting ready for you guys, it basically cruised up here and couldn't hold a 60-minute long. So what it means, both American markets at this point in time, both American markets don't realize, or they don't understand, am I in a 60-minute chart trade? Am I in a 4-hour chart trade? I don't quite know yet. Now, interesting point, guys, in comparison, the NASDAQ triggered its 4-hour short and actually started to run with the 4-hour short. And then the S&P went, no, we're not triggering our short. So you guys are not triggering your short. Now, what it ultimately means is, again, if you trade the pre-market, which is the session leading into this time slot, is once these candles close climactic, all of these black diamond deltas, all of these buy signals going back the other way are all valid. Now, what's occurred is the market has cruised up, guys. See this mustard green candle? It's cruised up, failed at a pink weekly Fibonacci turn and sold back down again. I think Remy actually went short, guys, off there for a 50-tick target, which is a beautiful little trade. So what we're doing, guys, with the different markets today is this. Now, for the high success rate traders or those people that want a really sort of plus 90% or even higher success rate, guys, we're going to be looking for dual market signals today. So we're looking for agreement on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, same FESX and little FDAX. Now, you'll know, guys, it was the 3 o'clock candle that the S&P went climactic, 3 o'clock candle, the NASDAQ went climactic. So basically that said, on both American markets, these guys cannot sell down. We're going to go long. There's a myriad of buying signals, guys, that have sent us back the other way. Now, that being said, both the US markets are stuck inside a dominant 4-hour candle, guys. So this is what is basically creating a little bit of confusion in the market. We're going to keep a very, very close eye on the 60-minute charts, as the buyers of the S&P and the NASDAQ have both cruised back up, tried to hold a 60-minute long and failed again. Okay, so what may occur across both US markets is if FDAX decides to sell down, then we are going to be back down into these 4-hour short zones. Now, if those 4-hour shorts hold, as it is highly likely, we are going to move pretty quickly to the downside. Okay, now, so as a result, we're kind of, we're kind of caught in irons. Okay, so called a sailing term. If you're catamaran, you can't go left and you can't go right. We actually don't know yet whether these guys are going to focus on a 60-minute or a 4-hour chart, but the hint will ultimately come from the Europeans, which I'll show you in a sec. What I do want to highlight for everybody, guys, at this stage, the 60-minute longs are not looking good for the longs, right? So the first time these guys bought up here and tried to trigger the 60-minute long, thank God we're not swing traders, guys, because they got absolutely annihilated. We've then gone up, tried to trigger the 60-minute long again and failed very, very badly. We're now back into the 60-minute long again. They can't trigger the long. So at this stage, we're looking for shorts, guys, but ultimately we're waiting to see what Europe does. Now for the Europeans, guys, if we do sell down, please watch 22,000. It's a very, very round number, and that almost acts as a Fibonacci for the Europeans. Dan, how are you, mate? Hope you're fantastic. The other thing I want to say, guys, about FDAX, at this point in time, the FDAX has tried to break out to the high side, then tried to break out to the low side. These guys have absolutely no idea what they're doing. Right? So what it means is the lead will actually come from the FESX. Right now, down to the FESX. Guys, if I show you the FESX weekly chart, now I've got a comment, guys, here on the FDAX daily chart for you. Because this is a reversal, guys, of quite stunning proportions, we can expect at least 3 days of buying. Okay, at this stage, we're 2 days into the third day worth of buying, right? So we can expect these guys to buy for 3 days. I wouldn't be surprised at all, guys, if we try and shoot down. I wouldn't be surprised if we shoot down. That goes very, very badly. We turn around and go back the other way. Actually, a little bit of a comparison point, guys, if I can. So yesterday, what's our US volume at the moment? So we were at 50K. Now we're at 62K. Guys, yesterday at this time, we were at 200K. Right? It's a very, very big difference in the volatility. Guys, as per the YouTube video I put up, guys, yesterday, yeah, so the key, guys, the key with the volume out of yesterday was a lot more volatile. It was really, really awesome for long range targets. Today, it looks like it's really, really consolidated. All right, now come down here, guys, to the weekly charts. Once again, guys, we can expect 3 weeks worth of buying. So I don't believe the FESX is actually finished. It's in a very, very powerful reversal long. Guys, the only thing that's going to disable the reversal long is that, again, these guys on the daily chart, we've already been buying for at least 2 days. So if we push back up here and fail to the high side, particularly if we get to that blue Fibonacci, guys, we're going to turn around and run. If we do run to the downside, we've got to watch 5,000, guys, on the FESX, because the market not only got stuck there on Tuesday, it's also a very, very round, guys, a very, very round number that we need to be very, very careful of. Now, further on that, we know about the gaps to close to the downside. So the European markets, can everybody see this large gap we've got here? Okay, that large gap. Not only do they have to close the market down, so it's mathematically impossible for them to not close this gap, right? Not only do we have to, at some point in time, sell the market down, right? That gap we've got to close across. Not only that, but today, guys and girls, we've also got to go up to close the gap on the FESX and up to close the gap on the FDAX. Okay, so we've got basically 2 gaps to close. At this stage, guys, very, very difficult to tell what Europe's going to do. There is high impact US news tonight at 9:30 p.m. Tokyo time. That's a fair way away from now. Right? So what I think people are a little bit nervous about, right, if I could be a little bit political, I think people are a little bit nervous in Europe about the US government walking away from the Ukraine negotiation. So the Ukraine peace deal negotiation, they're obviously threatening to walk away. That is not good for the situation. Now, again, depending on where you sit in the world, guys, again, I don't think it's a good sign. I'll put it that way. Now, if we drop down to the 4-hour chart, guys, what we do need to be very, very aware of, particularly in the European Open session, which is around about 5 minutes from where we are now, as the FESX has opened in multiple 4-hour shorts. Now, the one I've got most of my interest on, guys, is this -3 rated short just here. Right, so if we were to buy the market initially on the FESX or the FDAX and touch the gap, guys, if we were to push up and fail, we're probably going to pick up a really nice short. that short could trigger a 4-hour short on the FESX. Now let's just see if we've got matching. Got a similar situation, on the FDAX. Okay, similar situation on the FDAX. Now that's a 1440, guys. That's a 1440. Let me just drop that down to a, yeah, that's the identical. That is the identical scenario. The one I've got to be very careful of, guys, if the FDAX gets to 22, see this -2 rated under here, that's the really strong reversal, guys, at 010. So if we do push up first, guys, if we do push up first, we burn out quickly and then we come down, okay, this will be one of these points on the FDAX where they basically, you see the market come down. It will typically, guys, not to make a prediction, it'll come down, it'll test it the first time. It'll basically test it the first time. It'll normally touch the level 3 times. And on the 3rd time, it will just pancake through the level and smash to the downside. Okay, so that's what I'm expecting at this point in time. What we do have to be careful of, guys, again, for the European-based traders, if we sell down first and come back the other way, we've just got to be careful, guys, with buying the FDAX today. If these guys go too low below these pivots here, for example, the pre-bottom, okay, I'm just going to blow this chart up for you here, make it really, really obvious to read. As if we come a little bit too far below the pre-bottom, okay, we've just got to be aware that we might be running into shorts. So ultimately, we would need a Fibonacci extension to agree with what we're doing. Nice, I'll put that extension on for you. Let me just grab that. Okay, now this, again, guys, all the Fibonacci at this stage on the FDAX is anticipating they're going to go down first. So what we need to know is we need to know that not only have they gone down first, we want that 133 fib extension touched. We also want the candle to go climactic. And ideally, guys, all of that is going to occur shortly after the first 60 seconds of trading. So a couple of rules. If you're not used to trading, guys, if you're not used to trading the FDAX, please don't start on the opening candle. I think that's probably a good way to put it. Now, dropping down to the 60-minute chart. Dropping down in the 60-minute chart, we've got what I refer to as charts in conflict. So you've got the 4-hour chart actually setting up a short, guys. You've got the 60-minute chart setting up longs. So that would suggest if we go down first, and then we turn around and come back the other way, then the long on the FDAX is highly likely to push up and close the gap, right? So for those of you that are looking for, let's say, a 50-point target, right? So normally for the junior traders, we go for a 5 or a 10. Or some of you might be looking for a 20. I'd suggest today, was the opening candle trade is probably going to pay up to a 50-point target, which is 10 days worth of KPI for those that enjoy KPIs. Well, down to the 30-minute chart. Again, let me just check the phases of movement. 1, 2, yeah. 3 phases of movement, guys, to the downside on the 30-minute chart. That generally means that they're going to shoot down on open, turn around and go back the other way. Right now, you guys may or may not be aware that the FDAX normally follows 6 price patterns on the open. Guys, within the first 5 to 10 minutes, we can determine what of the patterns. So there are 6 patterns. We can determine relatively quickly what are the patterns it's going to follow, and then we can basically surmise, guys, where we're going to pick up our longer range targets. So European Open likely to sell. I still agree with that conclusion. I wrote that on the chart about an hour ago. So we'll see how we go. And guys and girls, we'll just get ready to trade. For the S&P 500 traders, it's 30 seconds until the gun goes. For those that know what they're doing, okay, you've got an incredible static bar reversal here on the S&P 500. So again, if Europe does sell down really nicely and fail at Fibonacci, the Fibonacci is actually going to be turned around the other way. If we do fail at Fibonacci, the advanced traders are looking for opening candle trades. All right. NASDAQ, let's just see what Europe does, because they were very itchy to the downside before. I'd love a really awesome sell down. Guys, I'd love an awesome sell down. Right, so hey presto, they've just gone and blown up my Fibonacci within about 8 seconds. So I have to start again with the fibs. But that's okay. That's okay. That's what we do. All right. Well, just see what these guys do. Nazi traders, you're watching for a sell down and a really obvious failure. Okay, I'm going to flip your fibs back the other way for you. FX, guys, I'm using the first 60 seconds to make sure that we're getting onto the right side of the market. All right, NASDAQ, again, we want these sellers to sell down. We want them to blow up their volume. Again, if we get down to one of these lower Fibonacci's, that would be really exciting. There's a myriad. Actually, what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm just going to get rid of that Delta V1 indicator for you. Okay, so it's just going to simplify that chart for you guys, and we'll focus on the Delta V2s. Again, if the volatility slows down, we'll put the V1 back on again for you. So you guys are eyeing off these black diamond deltas here on NASDAQ if we sell down and clearly fail at Fibonacci. All right, now my focus, guys, back on the FDAX at this stage. These buyers, guys, the buyers are not impressing anyone on the FDAX. This is, it goes just for your reference, this is probably one of the most congested FDAX opens I've seen in a very long time. Now, the FDAX is famous as if it gets a wriggle on for going to the 4-hour 50 fib. Okay, no, wow, that's way too far today. Let me just double check. That is correct. Okay, that is correct. So we're going to have to, guys, we're going to have a very technical day. We're going to have a very technical day on the markets. I say again, NASDAQ is clearly watching the Europeans for guidance. We'll just do this. PP, Christian, well done. You went short off the previous pivot. Okay, well done, mate. Well done. Well, the buyers do own the stair step. My buyers do own the stair step. So again, if that is your trade, again, awesome little session. Awesome start, I should say. For everybody else, guys, we're well over 60 seconds in. These guys have gone climactic to the high side. Traditionally, we are looking for a pre-market box reversal long. Guys, now let me get your extension ready. Because your extension at this stage is going to look like this. So again, for the FDAX traders, see how we're tagging that 133. If you are a pre-market bottom trader, guys, you're looking for a long at 37. You guys are looking for a long at 37. If you are going to go long, guys, if you are going to go long at 37, your risk control point will be 42. Now, what I'm wanting to do, guys, is I don't want to enter that trade in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Okay, so I don't want to enter in the last 90 seconds. Just hold on one sec. Okay, so you guys are okay to go long, guys, if we're before the last 90 seconds, which we are. Now, the flip side of that, we burn out at the 133, 141.4, which is fine. As what I'm looking for is I want these guys to move through, so 37, so ideally through 42. Right? So 42 will be your risk control point on the FDAX to the high side. We are in the last 90 seconds, so well done everybody that's traded off the pre-market box. We are at this stage, into the last 90 seconds, so I'm not going to ask you to enter that same trade again. As some of you, like young Nathan, guys, in Newcastle, Australia, is probably going to try and hold this, guys, for longer range targets. All right, so mathematically, guys, almost perfect price movement, even though it's very congested. So no new trades, guys, no new trades anywhere. I'm watching these American traders. They're watching the European traders. So if you are long, guys, if you are long at 37, you're at your first target and risk control point. Some of you may have gone long at 36, guys. If you have, absolutely brilliant. I do want you guys, I did say this at the start, please. I do want you going for the experienced traders up to a 50-point target on the FDAX. If you're being a little bit nervous, guys, then you can just grab 5s or you can grab 10s, right? I know that some of the traders, guys, are looking for around 50 points today. If that is you, guys, we can go for 5 10-point trades very, very easily. Dan G, well done. Beautiful trade. Okay, now, all right, hold on. Someone just said something. Holy moly. Okay, so that is bizarre price movement, guys. So just let them come through, please. This is an unexpected news announcement. We don't normally get these. Wow. All right, just let them go through. Let them go through. Now, yeah, so we're still surging, guys. So the computers are still working out the gravity of this news announcement. So again, guys, this is why we use risk control. This is exactly why we use risk control. Let me find out what is going on in the world. Give them around about 90 seconds to return to normal volatility. All right, so around about 90 seconds to return to normal volatility. At this stage, guys, I'm not going to send you onto, not send you onto another trade until I know what has just occurred. It looks like the computers don't like it and the humans now don't like it either. Okay. Looks like the Europeans have just had their tariffs tightened, as in not in a good way. Yeah, not in a good way. Yeah, Steve, it could be, well, at this stage, it's an unexpected news announcement, guys. So just let them cool down. What it does mean, though, is, so the computers will originally interpret what's going on. All right, so they'll originally interpret what's going on. The humans will then come in and measure the gravity of what is being spoken about. Guys, it does mean that the S&P 500 traders, you guys are first cab off the rank. See that delta long, guys, at 83.25. So that's a S&P 500 trade. Again, if this candle closes, guys, or we push down around these 76s, for the slightly more experienced traders, guys, you can go long off this 76, right? You can go long off the 76s. If you are an experienced S&P 500 trader, guys, I would expect you to turn this round and send it. I would expect you to turn this round and send it the other way, fairly aggressively. Would potentially be quite smart. The flip side of that, guys, is I'm looking for the pre-market box reversal. I'm looking for the pre-market box reversal on FDAX again. Would be very, very smart. I'm just letting this news sort of soak into. I'm just letting the news soak into the market properly. All right. Now, again, it would appear at this stage is that the humans that are processing the news, so it's normally, g'day Lachlan, sorry, Ron, how are you, mate? Hope you're fantastic. Remy, you got a plus 50 times 5 off the 90s, all right, so very, very good trade, well done. For the 76 Fibonacci traders, guys, if you're a little bit nervous about the push down, you can actually grab the delta, the black diamond deltas going long over the top of the 76s. This is where the institutions are re-entering into the market. So particularly if they sell down, fail badly, and then come back through, which is what they've done. So if you are a delta trader on either the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, guys, you would want to control your risk around 20 or so ticks into the trade. So once you've gone 20 or so ticks, so 20 ticks would be the risk control point for those that are now starting to benefit from the news announcement. Okay, so that's the box right there, guys. That's the box right there. So if you have gone long, guys, all I'd suggest at this stage is you make sure your risk is positive. So 4 or 5 ticks worth of positive on your stop loss. And then we're going to try and turn it around and send it back for at least on the NASDAQ, at least 100 ticks to the high side, please. Well, Cole, yeah, the risk is not very friendly, but what we can do is honor the fact that both US markets are failing at key Fibonacci's, and we can actually use the Fibonacci levels as our stop losses. So we can say, all right, so if you guys have sold down to the 90, I'm going to go long over the 76s. I can put my stop loss below the 90, which means I've got around 50 to 60 ticks at risk, and I can go for 50 or 60 ticks. So that's the beauty of having 2 sets of twins, 1, 2, is that if the market pushes down through this one here and you don't like entering down here, you can enter above this one with your stop just below that one as a defensive stance. Okay. So at this stage, guys, if you're long on the S&P 500, guys, where I suggested to go long, guys, which is exactly there at 83.25. Guys, if you are long today, you'd be looking for an 8-tick first target. guys, a 16 tick second target, and then we'd be looking for at least 32 to 40, even not 50 ticks. Or, guys, if you've got a ton of experience, we're going to try and trade it back to the 50 of the day. One of the reasons we are going to do this, guys, is once again, even based on the news, the S&P 500 has failed to trigger a 4-hour short. Right, that is the reason we would be doing that. Now, FDAX, guys, at this point in time for the DAX traders, I'm going to draw a Fibonacci up what may be a turning candle. Okay, maybe a turning candle. If we get, don't you run without me, please. If we do get a nice retrace, sorry guys, if we do get a nice retrace, which we've got, and a nice rejection, then what we're doing is we're going long over the pre-market box again. Now that happened too fast. As we wanted to retrace down, we've got that. We wanted to go long again, guys, at 36 or 37, and we wanted to try and run it as far as we could. At this stage, if you've taken the second pre-market box reversal long, your trade is going very, very well to the high side. There's absolutely no question. Okay, I've got ATMs triggering in the background. So if you are long, guys, if you are long on the FDAX off the pre-bottom, I was a little bit late putting that Fibonacci on for you on the green candle here. But if you are long, guys, after the news announcement, pushed down, failed at Fibonacci, came back through, settled back inside the box. I want the FDAX traders, MJ, if you're long on this one, I want you to try and hold that, mate, up to the gap, or you can go for a 25-point trade, mate. So if you only need 50 points, we want 25 and 25, which would be amazing. Now, do I have any NASDAQ traders? Do I have any NASDAQ traders who are long on any of these deltas, or S&P 500 traders long on the deltas? Now, if you are long, guys, so a couple of, Dan, nice work. Andy Tweedale, nice work. If you're long, guys, for the S&P, again, 8-tick first target. Okay, this is coming from the volatility indicator, right? So 8-tick first target, 16 target, second target is 16 ticks. Guys, all 4 points. So you're going for 2 points, 4 points, and 8 points. All right, but if you are going for a long range target, you clearly have absolutely no risk, guys, no risk on your trades. Okay, now what I'm going to do, guys, is for YouTube. Okay, so because we do this every single day, guys, I'll talk about that 76% Fibonacci twins trade, right? For those people that don't mind waiting for the sellers to hammer down extreme volume, and then obviously they'll come back the other way. Now, FDAX at this stage, guys, we're not paying larger targets to the high side. Okay, this is looking a lot like the setting up for an OSR trade. So what that means, guys, so we're about 15 minutes in. If the FESX closes, guys, outside its pre-market box, let me just get all of this ready to rock and roll. Okay, we've got a massive short down here. Got another short here. Okay, what do we got? 90 seconds. Now, again, if I've got traders that are long on the NASDAQ, guys, on any of the deltas, or long on the S&P, guys, for long range targets, keep an eye on these 76 fibs just there. Guys, if we move through the 76 fibs, particularly for the experienced S&P traders, guys, I want the experienced S&P traders to try and push through to the 50 fib of the day. Guys, that means you guys are in for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-point trade. So 13 times 4, rough mathematics, it's a solid 52-tick trade. Right? So if you are long from these deltas here that I nominated, guys, if you're long from there, again, guys, question about risk. Guys, if you got in over the top of the 76s, your stop can be the 90s. If you're over the top of the 61.8, which we are, your stop can be the 76s. Either way, you're a very long way into profit. Guys, you've got no risk on the trade whatsoever. Please make sure, guys, you could have picked up that static bar reversal as well. Guys, that's the one we spoke about earlier. Either way, we're going to go for long range targets, guys, on every single trade. FDAXs, if you did get the pre-market box, guys, it's gone 5, 10, 15, 20. It's gone more than 25 points to the high side. Okay, mate. Well done, Ahmed. Perfect. Now, at this stage, guys, let's have a look at our OSR. Have a look. FESX in danger territory here. So what we're going to do, guys, with the FDAX is we want to go short everywhere. All right, so we're setting up shorts everywhere. If the FDAX gives us a brand new red diamond delta short, guys, so a red diamond delta short, you could use that as a backup trade, that one right there. As if you want to trade a swing trigger short, guys, a swing trigger short, you're looking for an entry at 028. Okay, 028 is a swing trigger short. Now, if you don't trade swing triggers, guys, don't let me romance you into taking the trade. What we need to be aware of, guys, if you are a swing trigger trader, there's a V2 delta short at 028. You want the buyers to push in here, guys, and get absolutely slammed. We just need to know where the counter 76s are, which is down here. So guys, if I was going to go short at 28, okay, so I'd be engaged on my trade. My risk control and first target is 23. So my risk control and first target is 23. Now, again, if you trade swing triggers, guys, this is for you. If you don't trade swing triggers, this is not. What have we got? So another one for Remy, well done. These FDAX sellers, guys, are about to show themselves. Give them about, I'd say, give them at around about 32, 33 seconds, and we'll know the true color of this, candle. I don't think it's going to be very friendly for the buyers. Perfect. If you guys are short, guys, your first target is 23. Guys, you've just gone through your first target, so well done. If you are a Delta V2 short trader, guys, that trades in complement with a swing trigger short. Now, if this swing trigger holds, guys, if the swing trigger holds, we are going to go a long way to the downside here. Right now, again, if the swing trigger can hold, we're going to go a long way. If I was on this exact trade, guys, I'd be short at 28. My first target would be 23, which is a 5-point target. I would now neutralize the risk on my long range targets. If it doesn't want to run now, we're going to pick up a reversal going back the other way. It should, in a perfect world, it should run. All right, so this is a classic OSR trade, guys, for those that know what OSR is. As we would want to push down to around about this level here, as around about that level there, that would be a really awesome spot for these guys to crash through. If they can't crash through the black line, the short is over. Well, so it looks like the short is, again, if you've gone short, guys, it's gone through the first target and first risk control point, which is exciting. If they can't activate that trigger properly to the downside, as when we pick up a long, it's going to be very impressive, right? So they're right on a knife edge at the moment, trying to determine what they're doing. So if you are a swing trigger trader, guys, again, I don't want to romance you into things that you don't normally do. The swing is short at 0.28. First target is 0.23. Guys, the second target is 0.18. We've gone through the first and the second targets. No one's holding any risk on the FDAX trade. Guys, and now we're looking to see how the candle closes to determine, again, if they're going to go further or not. Now, for our little NASI and S&P traders, we've still got traders that are long right across the board. As I can't send you short, assuming a close under a pivot. Right? So I can't send you short on FDAX. NASDAQ at the moment, the sellers own the stair step on both US markets. So we're looking for buying-based reversals if we're going to hold a very, very high strike rate, right? Which is what we're ultimately trying to do. Now, guys, I don't know if we call them swingers. I don't know if we've got any swingers. Guys, if you did swing the FDAX short at exactly this price of 0.28, you've obviously gone through your targets, right? So that can have a circle. We're now waiting for the candle to close on FDAX, guys, to work out ultimately what we're going to be doing. If we get back inside the pre-market box, Andy, you're done 530 for the day. Andy, I'm very excited for you, mate. Very, very, very excited for you. So that's 530 ticks, mate, not $530. I'm thinking there's a big difference there. So, mate, that's absolutely brilliant, guys. So obviously, Andy, to get that result is on multiple contracts, which is a great result indeed. Now, for the FDAX traders, again, guys, if we close over the 50 fib, if we close over the 50 fib of the day, we're looking at a 50 fib reversal long. Guys, if we close under the pre-market box, which we have, we're not looking at doing anything on the FDAX. All right, so very, very boring, but we're not looking at doing anything. unless we sell down, guys, which I am expecting them to do. If we sell down and we get caught on this 200% extension, okay, down the bottom, this is exactly what we were expecting them to do. If we do get caught down here, guys, if we do get caught down here, the FTX is actually setting up a really nice long. As if you're using Fibonacci extensions, you'd be looking for a long, guys, over the top of 020. So around about the 22 mark. Right, so we're looking for an order on a 22, unless we dive a little bit further. If we dive a little bit further, we're looking for a better trade. Now, guys, if we do come down and we do tag the 233 fib extension, there will be an entry long, guys, around 4 or 5 points over the top of the 200. At the moment, we haven't done that yet, so I'm looking for a long up here, guys, just above the 161.8. Again, if they can engage a long, guys, on FDAX, it's going to drag everybody long. Okay, now I can't send you short on the American markets. Guys, I can't send you short. I can only send you long. Guys, I can only send you long. Why? Guys, we are trying to assume a close over a pivot to the downside, which we can't do, guys, on the, we can't do that on the American markets. That's an absolute no-no. Okay, so at this stage, guys, we unless you were on the swing trigger short looking for far longer range targets, I've got people that have gone short on the FTX and gone through their targets. Now I've got people eyeing off a 161.8 fib extension long at 22, guys. So literally 22022. Please be advised that I would definitely want to get picked up on that trade, and I would want to be way through my profit target. I was way through my risk control point, I should say. Well before, guys, well before we get to the last 90 seconds. All right, let me just double check what's going on there. Okay, so again, if you are a Fibonacci extension trader, guys, if you are a Fibonacci extension trader, okay, 22, we're looking for a 0.7. So again, we would be looking to control our risk, guys, around about that 2.7 mark. Now, this is if you trade Fibonacci extensions. Now, some of you don't trade Fibonacci extensions. I said that's okay. That's okay. At the moment, the sellers are quite strong. They're not impressing anybody at this stage, but we may end up with the FESX selling down, guys, underneath its pre-market box. So if you want to be a little bit careful on FDAX, guys, you're going to wait for the current candle to close. And then you're going to say, are you guys closing on or over the top of the pre-market box? Guys, if they close under, we're looking for very, very big shorts, right? Very, very big shorts. And again, we're looking for these guys to move down, as we're looking for these guys to move down to the 50 fib of the 4-hour chart, which is all the way down the bottom of the jar. Like it's all the way down here. Okay, which is a ridiculous sell-off. Now, at this stage, we don't have the opening volatility, as we don't have the opening volatility for such a sell-off. If we do get, that is not the right Fibonacci. As if we do get a very, very angry sell down, guys, if we do get a very, very angry sell down, guys, we may be picking up long range longs. Sorry, so long range shorts everywhere. I'm just watching Europe, guys, and ultimately Europe is watching what they're doing with the pre-market box down here. Now, again, what does it mean for the NASDAQ traders? We had the long range long traders on, and they went really, really well. Yeah, so guys, at this stage, so agreement is really important at this stage. Let me just watch these guys on FDAX, because if we trade much beyond this time frame here, guys, so let me, if we trade much beyond this, okay, they might be using that Fibonacci. Oops. If we trade much lower than where we are now, guys, then we are likely to pick up very, very large move. Look, they've just smashed through that one. So what we're looking for, guys, about 16 seconds to go, we are going to pick up a very large sell signal, guys, on the FESX and also the FTAX at the same time. The key, guys, the key with the sell signal, the risk is too much for the vast majority of traders to take. Right now, again, if you've got no If you've got no qualms about risk, which I don't suggest is a good idea, you would want the buyers to retrace up this candle here, fail badly, turn around and come back down again. Okay, now for the NASDAQ traders, guys, I want to be long, not short. Okay, I want to be buying the market, not selling the market. Now, at this stage, who's got the stair step? So the sellers own the stair step. It's an MDI continuation to the downside. What I would suggest is we let both American markets sell down into Fibonacci and fail badly. Okay, so we're going to let both of them sell down into Fibs and fail badly. Obviously, the long range target traders have been taken out of their long range longs, which is brilliant. FDAX. Okay, too many fibs on here at this stage. So I'm going to go and get rid of that fib. Okay, let me get rid of this fib. Okay. All right, I would suggest that is probably the Fibonacci they're using. So the only way, guys, the only way I can send you short on the FDAX is a retracement order. Okay, so let me just do this for you. It's a 38 fib retracement. The risk, guys, is 5, 10, 15. It's a 20-point risk. Again, I can send the FDAX traders, if you can hold 20 points, guys, I can send you short at 978. Guys, at 978, we've got a Delta V2 that just came on at 978 as well. If you can hold the risk on the FDAX, guys, a 978 is a static signal, super high probability. Again, if I was going to go short, guys, on the FDAX at 978 with around 20 points at risk, I'd go for a first target of 5 points. So go for a first target of 5 points, a second target of around about 20 to 25 points. Or I'd go through the 5 points. I would then control my risk, making sure I can't lose any money on the trade. If they push through this 88.6 and the 90, guys, if they push through that, then we're looking for a very, very long range short if you guys are short at 978. Okay, for those that don't trade off Fibonacci extensions, if you trade off closed candles, which is a very, very high probability way of trading. So if you are short, guys, if you are short, entries at 978, right? Your first target is 5 points of 973. Second target is obviously 968. So 5 point target, first target, 10 point target, second, guys, and then we basically now wait to see if it's a long range trade, it's a long range trade. If it's not, we're going to get a reversal. Coal, if we push to close the gap, guys, if we push to close the gap, it's going to be a huge trade. For the S&P 500 experienced traders, that delta going long, okay, at 81.5, your first target is 82.5, your second target is 83.5. Okay, I'm just waiting to see if the S&P 500, again, guys, we've got a classic 76 Fibonacci stall again. So for those that waited for the sell down before and took the 76 trade, you've already gone long. Guys, if you're on that little black diamond delta because you're being a little bit more careful, again, it's an 81.5 entry. First target is 82.5. Okay, so it's not a very sexy long range first target. It's a short, put some money in the bank, and then we're going to wait to see what the candle does. Ahmed, you got +8. Well done, mate. Well done. Now, guys, the NASDAQ is not ready to reverse yet. Note that we've got no black diamond deltas on the NASDAQ just yet. Okay, Greg, nice trade. Okay, so again, for the S&P 500 traders, your first target is 82.5. Your second target is 83.5. Your third target, 84.5. Guys, if you want to be really, really careful, slowly bank some profit at the same time, cut your risk off so it can't run. Now, for the FDAX traders, again, I may have some people short, guys, at 978. If you're short at 978, guys, well done. It's gone through the first two targets. MJ, you've got 60 minutes 76 at 6.1. Okay. All right, let me just double check. Let me just double check. Okay, I'll get rid of that Fibonacci altogether. Thank you. I'll get rid of that Fibonacci altogether. Okay, so you're saying, okay, so there's a number of 60-minute fibs guys, that we could be running. Okay, we could be running this Fibonacci here. Okay, which is relatively traditional for the FDAXs. So that should be about the same level that MJ is talking about. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so well done, guys, on the fibs. So what does it mean, guys? It means that firstly, if we get a black diamond delta long, guys, after the 76 fib failure, it is a valid long. Guys, it is a valid long. For the FDAX traders that can hold the short, guys, again, if you're going short for your risk and a 5-point target, it looks like it's gone now far enough to play a slightly longer range target. If the FDAX can't go down through these 76s, guys, if it can't go down, we're going to end up with a really, really lovely trade. Guys, a really lovely long range trade going back the other way. NASDAQ, guys, we're getting to the point where the S&P and NASDAQ don't agree with each other. So see these buying deltas here on S&P have failed to reverse the market. So guys, again, we may be, guys, on NASDAQ and S&P going to close the gap. Now, what does it mean? So NASDAQ traders, no trades for you guys at this stage. S&P, you've picked up one trade. All it's done is go through its first target and then it's done nothing. So it would appear the S&P is not ready to reverse at all. Let me just have a look. We've moved outside the trading range. Okay. For the S&P and NASDAQ traders, if we get big, efficient candles closing to the downside, so nice, big, strong candles, all right, nice, big, strong candles, then we're looking for some really, really solid shorts. Now, we're going to have to wait for these candles to close, guys, which is a little bit annoying. FDAX, you're looking for a black diamond delta long, guys. Now, again, you've got a little green delta there. I'm looking for the black diamond first. All right, so I want a really, really strong signal. If we are going to reverse off those 76s, again, we need the market, we need the instos to agree with us. Okay. NASDAQ is now getting buying signals. Hold on one second. All right, they might not be breaking out yet. Okay, I took that Fibonacci off for a second. You've got to be kidding. All right, so exactly what we did last time, guys. These guys have sold down to the twins. All right, some of you with experience may have gone long over the top of the 76s. There's clearly other people doing the same because we've got these two buy signals here. If you have done that, guys, what I encourage you to do is have a 20-tick risk control point. All right, now for the junior traders, you just go for a 20-tick target and take the money. For the slightly more senior traders, you're going to go long. Once it moves 20 ticks in your favor, bring your stop loss to +4 or 5 so you can't lose any money. If this is the turning point in the market, okay, this is going to turn around and go back a very, very long way to the high side. Remy, you well done, man. It's almost as if you can read my mind. Okay, that's brilliant. So FDAX at this stage, we've got no longs. We've got no permission to go long. As if the FDAX does close underneath those 76 fibs, if we do close underneath that, we're looking for short trades only, please. 76 long. Well done, mate. Terry, nice work, mate. Well done. Beautiful trade. So with 1 minute and 17 seconds to go, guys, I would suggest at this point in time, the FDAX, we're looking for shorts, not longs. All right, so again, note we got no black diamond deltas on this candle. That suggests to me there's no institutional interest in sending this back the other way. The Americans, however, are not agreeing with the sell down. Not agreeing with the sell down. All right, so S&P 500, the best Fibonacci I can give you, is based on what we've got at the moment on the screen. That's the best fib I can give you is that one just there. It's just a little FYI, there's 65 traders in this session with us today. Okay, there's around about normally 60 on YouTube, and there's others, Insta and all this kind of stuff. So at this stage, I'd suggest I was probably cruising out to well over 120 traders. So again, if you've got any questions at all, again, they're good questions. FDAX, you are definitely getting ready to go short. Now, again, for the FDAX traders, that Delta V2 at 942 is absolutely divine. So I would suggest at this stage, if the FDAX traders can hold the risk, guys, if you can hold the risk, the delta short at 942 is a valid trade short. And I would suggest that, again, if you can hold the risk, guys, you'd be looking to go short at 942. Your risk control point would be just underneath the big red candle that is just confirmed, and you'd be wanting to try and trade to the S1. Now the risk on the trade for the FDAX traders, again, may keep some traders out of the trade. All right, so let me just show you Fibonacci retracement down this candle. That 38 fib retrace, if they get back up to their eyes and they get stuck, then absolutely phenomenal. Right? We're waiting for other traders around the world to agree to sell the market down. NASDAQ, again, guys, for the experienced traders, you've got to double fail your reversal off the 76s. If you have taken that trade, guys, my humble opinion, you've already gone well beyond your 20-tick risk control point. Guys, if you're slightly newer to trading, you would want the sellers to sell down through those 76 fibs and then fail. Guys, you'd want them to sell down through that and fail. MJ, if we get a reversal off the S1 on the FDAX, I'm just watching the FDAX very closely, guys. Remy, you've taken another trade. Well done. If we get down anywhere near the S1 on the FDAX, guys, and we get down near the S1 on the FESX, we are looking for a very, very long range trade. There's no question about that. So I'm just watching the buyers retrace. So very, very normal drill when the market starts to get a bit volatile here. We're waiting for these guys to retrace and fail at Fibonacci. If this 3-rated candle here, so if this is indeed a candle that the institutions are very, very interested in selling the market down, if this is the case, guys, the buyers are going to push in here. They're going to get hit at Fibonacci. They're going to sell down outside the range of this candle. Guys, they're going to move down to at least the 88.6 or the S1, the S1 being slightly more popular. All right, so at this stage, junior traders, guys, we're being very, very careful on the NASDAQ. I need the sellers to sell. Again, I want them to sell through these 76 fibs. I want them to sell through the 76 fibs, guys, before we look to pick up these deltas. Okay, I need them to sell down further. FDAX traders, I may have some of you, guys, short after the retrace and the rejection, guys, at the delta we spoke about, guys, at 942. So if you are short on that delta, guys, at 942, guys, if we go anywhere near 932, guys, which is right here, guys, then we're going to go for a long range target and we're going to cut our risk off. Okay, boom. Please cut your risk off on the FDAX traders that are short at 942. So as in, don't have any risk on your entry. Guys, we're looking to try and trade this down for at least a 25-point trade if you are short. It's at least 25-point trade. We do need them to push through that blue Fibonacci. Guys, if they don't do that, guys, if they don't push through the blue Fibonacci, guys, we're just slowly moving our stop loss down on FDAX. Okay, if you are short, guys, your stop loss can now be at 935, which is just here. So again, if we don't push through down through, so here we go. If we don't push down through that 61.8, okay, now I'm short, guys. I'm short on this delta at 942, and my trailing stop has just been taken out, guys, just under this candle here. Okay, so I was looking for a 25-point trade. It's gone around about 5, 10, 15. It's gone 20 points in my favor. Shelton, well done. Well done, yeah, mate. Yeah, I got ATM'd on that one as well. Okay, so again, guys, all we're doing today, very, very technical day. Again, very, very strong selling candle. The delta, once we retraced back above, the delta gave us an opportunity to go short. Obviously, we're carrying the retracement risk of around about 15 or 16 points, and it's obviously gone and produced a one-to-one trade for those that want that. Now, if we do fail at this blue Fibonacci, guys, it means that the FDAX traders believe we're at a daily level. Now, again, that could be a hint that they're going to go for yesterday's low, which is down here, and then we're going to get a reversal, which is going to be quite brilliant. Remy, well done. MJ, you got a +20, ATM +10. Okay, well done, mate. That's brilliant. Nazi, at this stage, guys, we're not going long. Okay, we're looking for dual market agreement from both the S&P 500. And in fact, we now have a problem on the S&P. Guys, can everybody see the S&P has now navigated its way below yesterday's low? All right, now what that means is we can't go long on the NASDAQ. We were looking for the sellers to push well below, guys, well below these 76 fibs and go back the other way. What it means, guys, if we get strong selling candles on both American markets, and we get strong selling candles, then we're going to go short. These guys are likely to try and close the gap. Okay, for the FDAX traders, we are now looking for an S1 reversal long. Guys, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. Let me see if I can get any assistance. I can get a little bit of assistance here. I would suggest, guys, the markets are about to melt down. Okay, I think we're looking for long range shorts. Again, the Europeans, guys, the Europeans have got a gap to close. Both Europeans have got gaps to close. The NASDAQ has got a gap to close. So at this stage, guys, if we get a strong selling candle on the S&P, guys, we're going to be selling the American markets. Long story short, guys, we're almost about 15 minutes from the turn of the hour. So for some of you who don't like trading the last 15 minutes, then we are going to chill out, guys, until the turn of the hour. I would suggest the turn of the hour will be very impressive today. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. NT hit the bottom of the OSR. It's trying to, mate. It's trying to. So if we can't, guys, if we don't close below these levels here, we're looking for really lovely longs. OSR, Dan, opening series or range. It's a way the Bank of Japan reads the markets, the BOJ traders. And again, I ran an advanced coaching on OSR 2 weeks ago. And suffice to say, it was very, very popular. So that is a modification to the BOJ strategy. Yeah, modification to the BOJ strategy that we are now bringing in to basically copy what they're doing. They're very, very friendly people. They're very, very helpful. And they're like, yeah, look, try this. It's bloody amazing. And so, yeah, so we're bringing that in as a way of reading the market, but obviously as a way of hunting far longer range trades. That's why I wanted to be short on the FDAX and hold for long range targets. In fact, that delta there, after the retrace and the rejection, I know some of you grabbed that one because it's a fixed candle trade, and some of you have grabbed that delta there. Now, if you're not into long range targets, if you just like doing little short range targets, just keep doing short range. Okay, just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, now, again, guys, 90 seconds till the candle closes, so no new trades. At this stage, it looks like the S&P 500 is failing to... It looks like the S&P 500... I'm just seeing if I got this correct. Guys, looks like the S&P and the NASDAQ are actually failing to trigger these larger chart shorts. Now, if that is the case... Guys, we're looking for really lovely longs. We're about to cruise into the last 15 minutes. So again, guys, it just means you're going to be slightly tighter with your risk control to make sure we don't get stuck in the wrong side of the market. Your KPI is met, Ahmed. Well done. So guys, for the Nazi traders, again, you've got the S&P 500 that is currently under a pivot. So again, if we get the S&P 500 closing over the pivot, we are allowed to go long. If we don't get that, we're not going long, guys, on the NASDAQ, which is a bit of a shame because it looks like it wants to go long. Mind you guys, again, we trade what we see, not what we think. So at this point in time, what I see is an S&P 500 stuck under a major pivot, which means we're not going to trade the other one long. MJ, very strong. So the evil twins second pair, very, very, very strong. again, if I was to go long at this point in time, mate, on the FDAX, I would need the sellers to sell back down, okay, below, it would, again, sell back down below the 88.6 and then come and pick us up. The flip side of that, the chances of these guys getting to the S1 now is very, very high, very, very high. And we've just cruised into the last 15 minutes. And this gap down here, which is, again, a really lovely gap, 29 to 22, 7-point gap. That 7-point gap ultimately means that they're probably going to make a run for the S1. Yeah, S1 looks really good at this point in time for the FDAX traders. All right, so what does it mean, guys, for FDAX? Just so everyone is clear, if the sellers sell down, push below the 90% but can't get to the S1, there will be a long setting up, guys, over the top of the 88.6 at 920. Guys, with the euro, I'm very, very glad we're not long on the NASDAQ, guys. At this stage, we're waiting for the S&P 500 to give us a dual chart signal, please. So that means we need both of these candles to close basically the same, right? So efficient selling candles, absolutely incredible. Static bar reversals, incredible, but we need both markets to agree. Now, guys, I've just received a message on my phone. Gold is forming a buy signal, which means the indexes are probably likely to sell further. Hence, MJ, your S1 reversal is ready to roll. Guys, today, that trade alert service today, we rolled out the Aussie dollar, the Japanese yen. We've already got the Euro US cross pair, gold, S&P 500 and NASDAQ. Guys, they're all running and running beautifully. Right as I said that, we got a lower low, guys, above the, a lower low below the 90s. And guess what? They've just gone and filled the buy orders at 920. Guys, if you're trading just literally 100% what I'm saying there, you've got a double failure reversal at the 88.6 Fibonacci. That means you've gone long at 920. Your first target is 925. Now, if you were waiting for the lower low, guys, and you're not waiting for the S1, right, you've gone long at 920. Your first target is 925. Guys, if you're a little bit more adventurous, your second target is going to be 930. All right, now these guys are basically, oh, look at this, we're turning right across the board. So why is everybody turning, guys? We're turning because the FESX is into its evil twins, right? So that's why we're ultimately turning. Again, I'm not going to trade the NASDAQ long until I get the S&P closing over yesterday's low. Okay, that's what I'm ultimately looking for. If you're a little bit superstitious, guys, about the last 15 minutes, which we're solidly into now, the best thing to do is just wait for the hourly turn. As I would suggest, not that I'm a forecasting man, I would suggest that the hourly turn is going to be long and quite aggressively long. Just the 15-minute charts are agreeing with that. The 15-minute charts are agreeing with that. The 60-minute charts, let me just have a quick look. 60-minute S&P 500 wants to go long. The NASDAQ doesn't want to go long. so of course, Greg, you've got a plus 12 times 30 contracts on S&P 500. Mate, well done. That's brilliant. Guys, tonight we've got the Global Hub meeting is on tonight. So for anybody that wants to hang around, guys, 30 minutes after the live trading room, we're running a trading support meeting, guys. The subject for tonight is how to get funded and stay funded, which is an awesome little topic, guys. So if you're already registered for that, absolutely fantastic. If you're not already registered for that, guys, just go to the front of the SamuraiDayTrading.com website. On the right-hand side, guys, around about a third of the way down the website, you can register for the monthly trader support meeting. Right, so tonight is all about how to get funded, guys, and how to stay funded, right? Which is, as to me, funding has completely changed the game of trading. It's quite phenomenal, quite phenomenal. As many of you guys, if you've gone through the funding process, it's not easy the first time, but once you know how to navigate the process and you know how to trade carefully, it's actually really quite good fun. It's quite good fun. Now, last 12 seconds of the candle, as again, for the FDAX traders, we're looking for an S1 reversal. So that's the only trade we're allowed to take, guys, in the last 15 minutes of the hour. We want the sellers to sell down, touch the S1, guys, and we're allowed to go long up to 5 points over the top of the S1. So guys, up to 903 is the entry point. Gregors, your alert just came up on my phone. 100%, mate. Very, very heavily looked after. Elizabeth, how are you? What time is it on tonight? So 30 minutes after this session finishes. So we finish this session in 40 minutes. And then 30 minutes after that, we're running the global support webinar. Elizabeth, anyone in the world can attend. It's about joining traders from all over the world with a group of like-minded individuals, guys, because trading, this is good fun in a live trading room, but if you go and do it by yourself, guys, I tend to find trading can actually be a little bit lonely and not as much fun. Daniel, there are no Anzac Day services in Japan that I have access to. No. There is like come and have a coffee at the Australian Embassy or the consulate, but I don't have access to the consulate. It's a very long way from here. Right? So at this stage, Anzac Day for me, mate, I'll be at the temple, probably by myself. Probably by myself. It's a normal day, mate. It's a normal day over here in Japan. But I will go, guys. Anzac Day is one of my favorite days, one of my favorite days of the year. It is an excuse to have a rum with coffee in the morning. A bona fide, a bona fide excuse. It's called a gunfire breakfast. So, mate, yeah, look, tomorrow morning, I'll be off to the temple. Yes. No, Shelton, it is not widely celebrated in Japan at all. It would not be a popular point of discussion, not at all. So, no. We won't. Okay. So, guys, again, last 15 minutes, this is where the market becomes a little bit cranky pants. All right, a little bit cranky pants. That's okay. Just let them go. Greg is cooking breakfast for 200 people. Wow, mate. Well, that's what you get for being a multi-award-winning chef, mate. That's what what happens. Diane, it's 200 bacon and egg rolls. Come on, it's or 200 muffins. I'm not shying away, guys, from the fact that would be a very, very difficult task. There is no doubt about that. All right, now we're 7 minutes from the turn of the hour. So those watching for the turn of the hour trade, guys, we've got 7 minutes to start to prepare for that trade. Greg, it's a full breakfast. Wow. FTAX, you are still watching for the S1 failure. All right, so again, guys, if we push down below the S1 and we come back the other way, we can go long as high as 903. Nice, as high as 903. It would be amazing if that reversal sets up inside the new hour. Okay, right now they are very, very scared of these Fibonacci's, which is not too bad. Whereas the FTX should probably look at the fibs going, oh, they're worried about these Fibonacci's. It's actually the FTX traders looking at the FESX traders down here, saying, are you guys going to close below your evil twins? Also, guys, guess what? 5,000. That'll be the problem. That'll be the problem. So if we do close below, guys, if we do close below 5,000, then obviously the FESX is going to chase its S1. And back to the question, guys, about the global hub. Guys, so live trading rooms, I get a lot of satisfaction out of running live trading rooms. I run the European Open. Obviously, Fred runs the US Close. Guys, we get a lot of satisfaction out of it because we can get traders that come to us from either Forex, guys, or we get traders coming to us that don't know what they're doing, and we can steer them to the point at which they can independently read the market in their own way. Some of the trades that have been taken today, Greg's trades, guys, I didn't call any of Greg's trades, and he's done everything he needs to. Yeah, I'm 100% MJ. Yeah, so guys, the hub will be fully recorded. It is fully recorded. Okay, so if you can't be available, that's okay. FTX, guys, you can see they're inching down to this S1 reversal. They're inching down. Keep a very, very close eye on the FESX, because again, this is the reference chart for basically everything we do in this session. They're toying with 5,000. They're toying with 5,000. We have just closed below 5,000, then gapped back onto it. Okay, so I would suggest at this stage, guys, this is the Widowmaker candle. This is the one where people make mistakes. Let's get ready, guys. We'll get ready for the turn of the hour. The only exception will be the S&P, the FDAX S1 traders if you trade the last 5 minutes. Right, so the last 5 minutes is known as the Widowmaker, guys, because quite often people are late to the live trading room. Then we get a signal right at the end of the hour. They jump on it, not realizing what time it is, and then they have a losing trade. Okay, so good idea, guys. If you're going to focus on the LTR, try and get here on time. Also, I know it can be a little bit annoying, depending on your time frames. Okay, Fibonacci Masterclass. Eyes on FDAX today. Absolutely brilliant Fibonacci. For the Nasdaq, I'm looking for two things. I'm looking for the S&P 500 to make a decision about what it wants to do. The S&P is basically trying to close above or below this level just here. Oh yeah, look, guys. If the FDAX comes down here, it's a compliment what MJ said. If these guys sell down, guys, on the FDAX, tag the S1, and then we close the static bar reversal long, typically, if we get a matching signal on the FESX, typically it will run relatively hard. Now, like anything, guys, on the turn of the hour, if we're going to be buying the market, guys, and I'm keeping, for the NASDAQ traders, I'm keeping a very close eye on this static bar reversal just here. See this tiny little -3 rated bar? Guys, what it ultimately means is we would want, in the next 3 minutes, we want a nice, strong green candle to close. Then what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the sellers to retrace inside the new hour, and then we're going to buy the market, guys, at 86 even. Now, we're not going to put an order on now, guys, because it's the last 5 minutes. But what we're looking for is a nice, strong green close. Right, so a nice, strong green close. Then inside the new hour, which starts in 2 minutes and 31 seconds, we're wanting the sellers to sell down, fail at Fibonacci, then come back the other way and pick up the orders. Now, this may, guys, the NASDAQ may move quite quickly. The complementary signals, can you guys see those double black diamond deltas just there? Guys, that's the institutions entering off this low here. So long story short, nice strong green candle would be absolutely amazing. The sellers are then going to sell down inside the new hour. Then we're going to pick up the static bar reversal long plus 2 ticks, guys, which again, let me just double check. Yeah, 86 is 3 ticks, guys. 86 is fine, but we're not putting our order on now. Guys, not putting our order on now. Again, this is how some people get sort of smoked out of the close of the hour, which is not a lot of fun. So all of our 60-minute charts are now climactic, guys, right across the board. So we're all climactic right across the board. So the sellers have done a lot of selling on the 60-minute charts. And that means we're likely, guys, to get a push back the other way. Now, again, no guarantees, guys, no guarantees. Based on the pure price movement of the market, okay, based on the pure price movement, I would suggest at this stage, our primary concern for the NASDAQ is going to be that Fibonacci there, which is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, at least 60 ticks to the high side. Just double check. I'm running 10s. So what we need, guys, again, 45 seconds. We need a nice, strong buying candle on both US markets. There's a nice, strong buying candle on both. Again, we'll be told if it's strong, guys. The maths is going to be done for us in the background. So it's not a matter of how big the candle is. It's a matter of, is it strong or not? Yes. Now, these guys could go nuts. So just watch really carefully here. Don't you go without us, please. We've been preparing for this. Okay. There's my Fibonacci. So at this stage, guys, we're looking at relatively strong candles on both markets. Okay, now they could lose their strength in the last 4 or 5 seconds. Have a look. Okay, wow. Okay. Guys, so long story short is we're allowed to go long. We're allowed to go long, as I discussed, provided you can hold around 50 to 60 ticks of risk. Okay, now the deal with it, guys, the deal with it is the S&P 500 is pushing back into yesterday's low. So the only way you can go long, guys, is if you can hold 50 to 60 ticks of risk. And you promise me your risk control point is the top of that little box there. All right. Now, at this point in time, guys, the buying trade has not been picked up yet. FDAX, bloody static bar reversal. So I took my eyes off the FDAX for a second. Okay, so what have we got, guys? What have we got? We've got a relatively strong buying candle. We got a sell down. Okay, Diane, we got a sell down inside the new hour. Guys, let me just double check Fibonacci's first. Let me double check Fibs. Okay, the long, guys, the long is okay at 686. All right, provided you promise me your risk control point, guys, is 20 ticks. Okay, so just let it rub. Boom. Okay, so you guys have gone long at 686. All right, your first target is out. All right, now this could be the turn of the hour. Guys, so if you're long and you've gone for 20 ticks, well done. Some of you might be going for 20s and 50s. I'm just going to give you a Fibonacci extension to double check that is a wise decision. Okay, at this point in time, guys, a 20 and a 40 is a very, very smart target. 20 and 40 because of the 141.4 fib extension. So if you have gone long, guys, as per that entire brief at 686, you've gone through a 20 tick target. You've gone through a 40 tick target. I would suggest for the experienced traders, guys, I want you to try and hold for 20s and 50s, or I want you to hold for the, thank you very much. I want you to hold for the 20s and 76s, but you have no risk on your long range trade, please. Rick, well done. 50 tick trade. Well done. So you guys have got no risk on your long range targets, please. Right? Did everyone hear no risk on the long range targets? I'm sure you all heard that. If this is not the turning point, guys, if this is not the turning point known as the turn of the hour trade, these buyers are going to get their pants handed to them by the sellers. Oh, well done, Daniel. My first $25,000 challenge completed. Well done, mate. Funding changes the game, guys. It changes the game. So a massive well done. Did you get that, my darling? Oh, well, hang on a sec, guys. Hang on a second. You all need to see this, please. You all need to see this. Akito got plus 50 on that reversal. Boom. It's out there to the world. So as you know, I'm trading with my wife. Not recommended unless your relationship is relatively solid. Otherwise, you call a shit trade, you'll end up sleeping in the garden, but that's okay. It's summertime in Japan now, so that's not too bad. FDAX, we still haven't got our perfect trade, which is a real shame because that an S1 reversal here would have been a 20, 25 point trade. Well done, everybody. MJ would be divorced. Actually, guys, MJ, is it correct to say that you met your wife at Bali Platinum? Is that fair to say? I think that's. Reinhard, you got $1,000. Well done, mate. Well done, $1,000. Yes. So MJ, guys, MJ did meet his wife in Bali Platinum, guys, which we're doing in November this year. I did. What app was that? I mean, that's the first time I've ever used it, guys. I think I was on MJ's phone, and what's the app where you swipe left or swipe right? Okay, so I was on his Tinder. Choosing different people. Okay, because I don't have my own Tinder. I've never used it before, but I swiped right, and MJ ended up married. So that's my fault, mate. If it turns to cloud, you have to blame Uncle Lockie. So it's all Lockie's fault. Okay, so For the NASDAQ traders, if you've gone long for 20 ticks, well done. If you've gone long for 20s and 50s, also well done. All right, so buyers own the stair step now. Those buyers own the stair step. All right, so this is why no one's holding any risk on this trade. Guys, no one's holding any risk. The very, very ambitious traders, guys, they look like they've just changed their extension preferences. So hold on one sec. Okay, they might have just changed their preferences. They have. So if you're holding for a super long range target, guys, please make sure you've got no risk on the trade. Okay, so no risk whatsoever. If they're not ready, guys, as I said, if they're not ready to reverse hard, fancy that, they went to the 50 fib of the micro. If they're not ready to reverse hard, guys, then the buyers are going to get very angry. Sorry, the sellers are going to get very angry at the buyers. Now, buyers own the stair step. Guys, buyers own the stair step. There may be another entry setting up here. So there may be another reversal. Now, because the buyers own the step, the reversal runs at about a 75% strike rate, not 90%. So please take that into account for those that want a 90% strike rate. This is not your trade. If the sellers sell down, guys, get anywhere near that 50 fib of the micro trend, anywhere near that, then that black diamond delta, right? There's a black diamond just here. They must sell down and fail first. Guys, then we're looking for the black diamond delta, or we're looking for exactly the same static bar reversal entry at 686. Please be advised, guys, if you're over your daily KPI, which my wife is, hint, hint, she won't be taking another trade. Hint, hint. I'm sure I've made the hint very obvious. Daniel, we can chat on the phone, mate. We can chat on the phone after this session if you want. I'll give you a buzz on WhatsApp and tell you what to do. Basically, you'll receive an email saying, congratulations, giddy up, and then it'll tell you what to do. Yeah, okay. So it'll tell you what to do. But again, if you need a hand, mate, more than happy to give you a hand. Okay, now FDAX, we're eyeing off the S1 reversal. We still have not had a trade inside the new hour that agrees with what we do. All right, so that's okay. That's all right. Just let them come. Oh, yeah, Diane. Diane, good one. So, Daniel, don't take another trade, mate. So go to your Ninja Trader Control Center. Make sure you're in global simulation mode, because we've had quite a few people qualify, like literally qualify for funding on a multitude of funders. They've then turned around and taken another trade and gone back into the red. So yeah, you want to make sure, mate, that you don't take another trade. And as I say that, guys, the S1 reversal on FDAX, guys, the S1 reversal is just starting to trigger. Guys, just starting to trigger. Again, guys, if you waited for the sell down below the S1, guys, the maximum entry price we wanted was 902. You could have gone long as low as 900. Guys, if you have gone long at 900, understanding the FESX is not at its S1, guys, then what you're looking for is you're looking for a first target, guys, of 905, a second target of 910. Diane, well done. Guys, and then, so again, you're either going for a 25 to 30 point target with everything, but the moment we move 5 points in your favor, guys, I'd make sure you can't lose any risk on the trade in case this is not the turning point for the FDAX. Okay. Now, again, if you are long, guys, if you are long off the S1, even if you went long where I suggested at 902, guys, you've gone through 912, which means you've gone through a 10-point target. So I would definitely have my stop loss at +2 or 3 now. So you can't lose any money on the trade. If we get kissed by a long-range reversal angel, then this will turn the market. Shelton, well, beautiful trade. Well done. So if we get, I've just had my trailing stop taken out, guys, on that one. So if this is the turning point, absolutely brilliant, guys. If it's not, no one's got any risk on the FDAX, please. Okay, MJ got ATM at +2. That's okay, mate. Better than minus something. Don't re-enter the FDAX, guys. Again, we're in the last 90 seconds of the candle. Okay, we're in the last 90 seconds. Now, again, guys, we're looking to re-enter the longs on NASDAQ. Now, the retracement on the NASDAQ is way too deep. Okay, way too deep. I would suggest, where's this SBR? Oh, that's the SBR we traded. So that, guys, that's going to be my trade of the day for YouTube, the static bar reversal, because the trade set up and we had to wait 15 minutes for the perfect entry, but everyone got paid in under 5. Exactly right. Sellers have stolen the stair step on the NASDAQ. Guys, they're about to steal it on the S&P 500. This is the lowest close we've had today. So again, we're looking for long range shorts on the S&P 500. Now, guys, if you can go short on the S&P 500, I need to see some green, actually. Guys, I want to see the buyers push in first and get slammed. Okay, now for the NASDAQ traders, again, I've got a lower low at this point in time. Guys, I've got nothing to reverse off. Right? FTAX has just come back down and refilled that bloody reversal again. Dearie me. Sorry, guys, for the FTAX traders. It's come down, guys, to 00, which is a technical close. So it means you could have gone long again, guys, at 902. If you've gone long again at 902, you've gone through 912, which is your 10-point risk control. 10-point risk control point. What we're doing on NASI, guys, and S&P is we're waiting for the S&P 500 to either do one of two things. These buyers are retracing back. I've missed that entry on FTAX, guys, but that's okay. What we're doing is we're waiting for the buyers to retrace back on the S&P, fail, and then sell. If that doesn't happen, we're looking for long-range longs on both US markets. All right, so at this stage, guys, big selling candle. All right, big selling candle. Absolutely brilliant. They failed to close outside this previous range and hold. So at this stage, guys, if we wanted to go short on the S&P, we need to see green before red. This is why this retracement is so important before we get rejected. Have I got any FTAX traders that went long, guys, over the top of the S1, along for a second trade? If anybody has gone long, guys, you've done very, very well. So again, we waited for the lower low, then we've gone long. Okay, Diane, you're waiting for a push through. Okay, that's all right. We may end up with a static bar reversal here. We may end up with an SBR. If we do end up with an SBR, then it's got the potential to actually go quite a long way to the high side. A 4-point turning bar on FESX would be even more fun. Steve, you're looking for a sell down to 380. It's a long way. It's a long way. The gap is all the way down here. Actually, it's easy to see on a larger chart. There's the gap. There's the gap there. Yeah, 358. I've got the gap at. So if we do sell down, it's going to be very, very impressive. What we need is we need two selling candles. We need two selling candles to agree with each other on both US markets simultaneously, because if we get double selling candles, guys, it's going to go nuts to the downside. If it doesn't go nuts to the downside, we're going to pick up a lovely reversal. Shelton, 37 points on the FTAX, mate. That's a great result. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. Well done. Steve, you've been short since 10 o'clock this morning. Very good. Very good. For those that get to trade in the morning, right? That is very, very exciting. It is very, very exciting. So, mate, well done. You've had a couple of big trades, mate. A couple of big trades this week, which is very, very exciting. Yeah, very, very exciting. And so a big well done. A big well done. Now, let me have a look. In fact, I can see, young man, I can see a stunning short that's set up at exactly 10 o'clock. Oh dear. No, Akito's left the trading room, guys. Otherwise, she'd be saying, so where were you at 10 o'clock this morning? I was actually at the gym. Now, the reason I don't trade in the morning, guys, is if I did start trading in the morning, I would literally trade all day. There would be no gym. There would be no time off, guys. There'd be no time off. I think we've got to be generally a little bit kind to ourselves, guys, as traders. I think that's really important. Now, for the mind you, guys, you do well enough in the European Open. You don't need to do other stuff, and that's good fun. You don't need to do other stuff. Mind you, if you can pick up a trade in the morning, hence, Steve, why we got the trade alert service. If you can pick up a trade in the morning and run it all day, as it clearly becomes really good fun. Now, NASDAQ, guys, and S&P 500, we have got, whoa, hang on, I've lost my data. Wait one. We've still got Zoom. Well, this is interesting. I've actually lost my data. So guys, at this point in time, I'm just waiting for the data to come back. That's very, very strange. Very, very strange. What I was going to say for those that do have data is we've got static bar reversals long on both US markets, but the S&P is back into the 50 fib of the micro trend, guys, which means that we would want to be very, very careful. I was very, very careful about taking trades. Now, guys, am I the only one that has lost data? I'm getting gold sell signals forming in the background. Am I the only one? Your data's okay. It's still up down. Oh, fantastic. So it's only me. Yours is fine. Okay, brilliant. Let me just double check what's going on here. Yeah, Elizabeth, yeah, gold, I set up a buy signal on the 15-minute chart. Okay. Guys, at this stage, I literally have no data. So what I'm going to do, let me just, oh, Elizabeth, well done. Yeah, gold. I've actually, I'm just about to release a book, Elizabeth, on how to trade gold. Again, it's one of the first markets I was taught to trade. I'm just going to try and fix this data. So I'm releasing a book on how to trade that. Now I'm being told that I've got a perfect data connection. So I've got to disconnect. Okay, what I'm going to do is let me disconnect my data. Let me disconnect my data and I'll just restart again. Okay, just hold on one sec. All right, so let me just reconnect. This might take, guys, this might take a little bit of time. This might take a little bit of time to reconnect. Okay, so again, as the charts will start rebuilding again. Okay, so I'll just let these bop along. As while the charts populate, I don't know why data's dropped out. Again, I've got a backup data if I need it. Are there any questions at all about anything that we've done today? Is there any questions at all about anything that we've done? Mind you, guys, we do have the webinar on tonight. So if you do want to register for that webinar, guys, if you do want to register, then the link, okay, then the link is on the front of the link is on the front of the Samurai Day Trading website. Guys, we run that free session every month. Guys, it's again just to get questions answered so everybody realizes there are other traders in the world. We share the goods and the bads and the uglies. Keith, you got 21. What I meant, well done. That's brilliant. Okay, so now we're rolling back. So let's just have a look. Right, so again, guys, same synopsis for the S&P 500 traders. Being very, very careful, guys, about going long on the NASDAQ. Again, the alternate trade, guys, on NASDAQ, if you waited for these guys to sell down and you entered just above the body of the candle, so that's a -4, guys, a -4 rated static bar reversal. Some people don't mind entering on the body. Guys, now look at that. All right, now I've got that delta, guys, so if my data was working, guys, now I've got that delta for the body entry traders, those that enter on the body of these static bar reversals. That delta there is an absolutely divine creation. They've retraced down, guys, failed badly, come back through, picked up the buyers, and they've pumped long. So Keith, that word I meant, that's a beautiful trade. Now I'm just gonna, my data is, guys, coming back on board, which is awesome. FDAX, again, we had our S1 reversal. That went well for everybody that took it. Now we're waiting for, again, a lower low, guys, and we're going to pick up a second tier reversal on the FDAX. That might actually go a significant distance to the high side. Kyle, do you get it? Okay, little gap down. Okay, perfect. What you can do, guys, to help you make trading decisions, understanding that futures is a regulated market, you can draw a Fibonacci up the turning candle and say, all right, if the sellers retrace down to a known Fibonacci and that fails, and then we get a long with a delta, and then I'm going to take the long and off we go. I'd suggest, guys, at this point in time, the NASDAQ traders, the only thing I would suggest for the NASDAQ traders is if we've let these sellers sell down here, if we get a black diamond delta long, particularly if it's created by this candle, then that would be brilliant. That would be a brilliant little trade, particularly if we get a reciprocal trade as on the S&P 500, particularly if we were to get that. Again, let's just watch the counter Fibonacci's. Let's watch the counter Fibs here. Okay, get rid of that. We don't want a long on the NASDAQ. We don't want a long on the NASDAQ straight into the 50 Fib of the micro trend, okay, which is where we're trading right now. So just be really careful, guys, on the NASI. I'd suggest what we're looking for, NASI traders, we're looking for dominant green buying candles. A 4-point turning bar on both US markets would be absolutely hilarious. Okay, so 4-point turning bar would be incredible. For the FDAX, guys, if we get a lower low, so we don't have that at the moment, but if we were to get a lower low, then we're looking to pick up a black diamond reversal long. Let me just double check stair step 1, 2, 3. Yeah. If we get a black diamond, guys, that's what we're looking for. We don't have a lower low inside the new hour yet. It would be amazing if we got a lower low. The alternate would be a 4-point turning bar. That would be the alternate. NASDAQ, please don't run without us. We've had a really good play today. Dirty 15-minute swing triggered, Steve. 100%. 100%. I don't think they like it. I don't think they like it. Yeah, so guys, getting back to time in front of charts. Again, we're waiting for a really, really strong buy signal here, guys, based on the strength of the buyers. Guys, if you're feeling a little bit itchy, any of these black diamond deltas are tradable. Guys, they're all tradable. If you're desperate for a trade, the buyers are very, very strong at the moment on this NASDAQ trade. Okay, so I can tell that as I'm cheating. You can see over here it says 3x. So the buyers are actually quite strong. Those junior traders probably going to wait for the candle to close as a 4-point turning bar or a fee cut, first efficient candle after a turn in the market, and then we're going to jump on it. Again, many of you are over your daily KPI, right? So some of the traders have already left. They're that far over their daily KPI. So if that is you, guys, then again, massive well done. Massive well done. The goal is, guys, to hit the KPI every day, then run away. That's why Akito has been encouraged to leave the live trading room. You can stay practicing, guys. You stay practicing your trades if you want to. You're way better off just to get the job done, leave, come back tomorrow, and just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. Now, the lower low, guys, the lower low would be incredible on the FDAX. Okay, the lower low would be incredible. Our target for the FDAX, if we do get a valid buy signal, guys, will be 5, 10, 15, will be a 20-point target. All right, so we want a 20-point target, and I'd suggest the FDAX will pay that very, very easily the moment we get strong candles on both the European markets simultaneously. Volume hopefully lifts. Volume hopefully lifts, guys. Again, if we get a strong reversal candle right across the board, it will lift. For the American traders, guys, we've got 48 seconds until we make a decision. At this stage, guys, we are going to pick up quite a strong signal on the NASDAQ to the high side. Right? What I don't want is the candle to close on the S&P under the 50 Fib of the micro trend. And guys, what I don't want on the NASDAQ is for the candle to close over the 50 Fib of the micro trend and then gap back under it, which the NASDAQ is famous for doing. So we'll just see, guys. I want a nice strong candle that closes outside the range of the previous candle. So you see these, the buyers are losing their mojo right towards the end of the candle. That's why we wait for the close. Oh dear, the buyers were just handed an absolute spanking. So we're not doing anything. So sorry, not doing anything on NASDAQ, guys. We're wanting a really, really strong buying candle. We thought we were going to get it, and absolutely not. We got exactly the opposite. FDAX, I need a lower low. I don't want to be pedantic. MJ, how many points have you got to go, guys? MJ is currently going through the TTP funding process. I was very... Wow, so close to getting funded. Right, so have you got to the end of the month, MJ? Have you got to the end of the month? Just refresh me on this one. Okay, all right. No, we've got tons of time, man. Tons of time. All right. Because I said my point being is if you're right at the edge, if you're right at the edge of MJ's getting funded through TTP, if you're right at the edge of getting funded, you think, oh my gosh, guys, don't try and force the market to generate a trade for you, because if you do try and force the market, like literally, I'm going to take a trade anyway because I only need 10 more points or something along those lines. Guys, it's not what we do. All right. We wait for the market to give us a signal and then we trade. That's why I love live trading rooms, guys, because there's nowhere to hide, guys. There's nowhere to hide. Like you cannot make this up. It's all live. It's all live. Now, again, guys, we were looking for longs on NASDAQ. We were waiting for the buyers to prove their strength before we took a long. As it turns out, we let the candle close because that's the ultimate compass. And guess what? The buyers are not that strong. So the sellers are going to have a crack, which is what they're doing at the moment. And again, guys, we're in a really awesome situation. If we get two strong selling candles on the S&P and the NASDAQ, guys, we're going to go short and we're going to have a ball. Cole, with the one that MJ is doing, you've got 30 days to do your challenge. You've got 30 days to do challenge. Yep. So 30 days. That's the same with everybody, mate. It's 30 days. Yeah, it's about 30 days. 5 to 2. Okay, so guys, what I would suggest, so FDAX traders, don't bounce off the S1 at this stage, right? So don't bounce off the S1 at this stage. We're going to wait for, guys, just like we did with the NASDAQ, because we're into the second hour of trading. Let's wait for the buyers to get pushed back above the S1. We're looking for FESX agreement. At the moment, I think the FESX is going to go for its S1. NASDAQ, guys, if we close a big efficient candle here, then we're going to be trading outside the range of that candle. We need the green team to show, and then we're going to go short. At this stage, let me look for Fibonacci extensions because I have a sneaking suspicion the S&P in particular is going to try and go a long way here. Okay, so let me have a look. Because your Fibonacci extension is an absolute monster here. Oh, yeah. No, we're potentially off on a bit of a journey here. So what we're going to do, guys, what we're going to do with the S&P and NASDAQ traders, I've got 90 seconds. We are getting ready to go short for long-range targets. Those long-range targets on the NASDAQ and S&P. I would suggest this is your best Fibonacci. That works perfectly. Yeah, look at this. All right, brilliant. So 1 minute and 11 seconds, guys, 1 minute, 11 seconds. Again, what I need, guys, FDAX, again, you're setting up for, you guys are going to set up for a short as well, provided you hold below the S1. You must see green before red. You've got yesterday's low sitting below here. Guys, that's got a tolerance over the top of it. Guys, so there's going to be buying orders sitting here. So for the FDAX traders, you're actually better off waiting for a long than you are going short. Okay, NASDAQ and S&P. Guys, what I need is a nice strong candle. No, same deal as before. I need a nice strong candle. I need to see the green team show before we then join the sellers. If the candle closes like this, NASDAQ, you'll be joining the sellers at 32.50. All right, so please wait 18 seconds to put the order on. And please, I need to see green in the new candle. I say again, 12 seconds. S&P same. I want to see green before red. FDAX, again, if you don't mind taking a 5 to 6 point short, it's going to go really well. You must see green before red. NASDAQ, you've seen green. Guys, your red goes, oh, boom, holy moly. Okay, if you put your short on, guys, at 632.50 and went for a 20 tick first target, I don't think you would have been picked up on that one. Those sellers are going to come back again. Those sellers are going to go back again. Arlen, how are you? Oh, geez, I've just looked at the time. Holy moly. Hang on.
I'm
sorry,
flying.
guys and girls.
Having fun.
I got lost. I got lost in the charts. So, guys, the short, I'll just finish this one, Arlen, if I can, guys. The short on NASDAQ, again, you need to see green before red. Note here on the S&P 500, guys, your short, guys, is setting up for 64.75. Okay, well done, mate. Well done. So for the S&P 500 traders, you're going to do the same thing. All right, you're going to put a Fibonacci retracement over your dominant candle. Right, you're going to wait for the retrace. Typically, it's the 38 fib. Right, you're going to wait for the retrace, and then you can put your sell order on here, and you're going to run it down with all of the normal targets we've been talking today. Now, NASDAQ, guys, we've got a flash of green. Some of you may have gone short, guys, at 632.5 for a 20 tick target. It literally flashed 30 ticks in our favor. The sellers will show again on NASDAQ. Guys, they're just watching the S&P 500. So, Arlen, today, what have we done? We've actually, what have we done? We've had a couple of really, really nice trades. I need to borrow a circle here, bring it across onto the NASDAQ. S&P for the S&P traders was an absolute walk in the park today. FDAX, we had to be very, very patient because the risk was a little funky. But suffice to say, every time we've wanted to do something on the market, it's done what we wanted it to do. There's no doubt. And the lesson for today, Arlen, just like every day, wait for the candle to close and then define what it's doing and then take a trade. And at the moment, I think the NASDAQ shorts are going to trigger again. And thank you to TTP for having us live right across the internet.
First of all, thank you so much, Lachlan. I think that in general, looks like the live trading room was very, very happy today. I'm seeing here in the chat, Michael wrote that he's calling it for today and he's going to go get a massage. Okay, so I think that this means he had a very good session.
Well, that means because he is literally getting funded with TTP. He's got like this much to go to get funded. And instead of blowing it out of the water today, he's coming back tomorrow to get this much, and then he's funded. So well done, MJ. Well done, MJ. So
honestly, good job. I'm very, very happy to see this. And I know you've had some exciting news coming from for the European markets during the session. So I'm glad you were able to catch it on time. And I love seeing how you guys just like do everything live, whatever comes in, we react, we respond to the market, we analyze the charts. So I love seeing that. Basically, we will see you guys here again next week, like we said, next week on Thursday for the Trading Pit live trading room with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. We're going to do this a little bit different. Okay, it's not going to be the usual live trading. European markets are going to be closed, guys, again, but we will take advantage of this and we will basically do a bit of a different session, more educational, more questions, and we'll try to take advantage of this little day off that we're kind of getting here.
Yeah, awesome opportunity, guys, for Q&A. Ask me anything about futures trading. I can tell you about my adventures in Forex, but they weren't very exciting. So well, we might stick to futures. That's just the way it goes. But anyway.
Futures is the future. Guys, Lachlan, thank you again so much for this session, and I'll see you again next week.
Sounds great. All right, guys. Have a good one. Well done.